What's up, everybody?
What's going on, people?
Hey.
How you guys doing today? You looking good.
You looking
I
good.
hope you ate your breakfast.
Yeah, I see you over there on your table.
Mm-hmm.
I see you.
Mm-hmm. Let us know if you guys are eating, drinking anything,
Yeah.
sitting with your family.
Got snacks.
By yourself.
Got some snackies.
In your underwear,
In your
fully
underwear?
clothed.
Fully clothed. I mean, if you're butt naked, well, you're butt naked. Do your thing.
Yeah,
we're gonna hate
we
on you.
ain't judging.
No judgment here. It's a judgment-free zone
Exactly. So,
for the most part.
with that being said, we are proud to introduce our first episode of Two Couch Review.
Two Couch Review. Get rid of that talk. We're making a review now.
So we figured that we needed to branch out into different categories, and we both really like, video games, TV, movies, anime,
Yeah.
all that stuff.
All that stuff.
So-
Stuff that we feel you guys would like to. Matter of fact, if there's anything that you guys feel that you want us to review or go over or even do like a different potential show that you have an idea for, let us know down below.
Exactly.
Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, notification bell. But the best part of all, you guys get a gold star for the day for even tuning in. So you
For
get
sure.
a gold star.
For sure.
You in the back, the one that everyone makes fun of, you get a gold star too. Don't worry.
Mhm.
We got you. And I know my headphones keep hitting my mic. I'm really sorry about that.
All right, so for the first episode of Two Couch Review, we are going to be reviewing the semi-ish new anime Fire Force.
Fire
And
Force.
we're going to be going over the first 3 episodes today.
Wait, hold up. Wait. Ready?
What a cool team. Why does she smell so good?
There it was. The real quick preview of the show. Real quick, 5 seconds of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, that was in post. Okay.
That was in post. Yeah.
Yeah,
So you guys got to see that magic happen. We didn't. It was just like real time. It just continued.
It'll appear, I
Yeah.
promise.
Yeah. It'll look all pretty when afterwards you'd be like, oh wow, that was cool. And it's like, yeah, we got it.
So, the first 3 episodes, and then we'll do probably the next 3 episodes. There's only 15 out right now,
I think it's 15. I think it's what I saw.
and they release them like every week. So we'll catch up to the series, and then once 3 more episodes release, we'll
Continue.
continue it, or we'll step away from Fire Force for like next week and do something else.
Yeah. Exactly.
And then we'll pick it up another time. It's
Yeah, because we're gonna review movies. We're gonna review stuff. So it's not like we're gonna just abandon you guys for like a month till it catches up and then we start over again. No.
exactly.
We'll
We'll keep it fresh.
We'll keep it fresh. There's still stuff in the pipes that we're excited about. We're not gonna announce quite yet,
for
but
sure.
we're gonna be doing some stuff that I think you guys are gonna like.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
We don't have any time limit. We're just going to be talking about the episodes until we feel like it's satisfactory.
Mm-hmm. And we're gonna try our hardest to not do spoilers. So if we're gonna do a spoiler, we will let you know. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Don't watch this part of the
We'll put that
episode.
in post as well.
Yeah.
There'll be a text box, maybe like a black flashing screen or something.
Yeah.
Like spoiler alert.
Yes, please watch out.
Actually, screw that. Just put that at the beginning.
Put it in the beginning. No spoils.
No,
Or spoils just it.
like spoils in the whole thing.
Spoils in the whole thing.
In the whole thing.
Whole thing.
Because it's not like we can talk about the episodes without spoiling what's going to happen.
That's true. Otherwise, it'd be really boring.
Yeah.
All right, screw it. Let's go.
Yeah. Spoiler alert throughout the whole thing.
Spoiler through the whole thing. If you don't like spoilers, don't tune in.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, tune in, but just plug your ears.
Yeah, I guess. You guys just want to see us like move our mouths and look
could,
pretty.
Yeah, just pretend lip sync for us. Whatever we're saying.
All right. So let's jump right into it then.
Let's jump in. Yeah.
All right. So episode 1 of Fire Force.
All right.
Give me your thoughts on it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. I thought it sucked. I was super disappointed. I did not like it. Truth be told, the first episode I'm well aware is going to be the starting point. They're going to add a little information and slowly build up. Well aware of this. It just the way they drop you in right away, and then the whole it just wasn't good to me. It just was not good to me. I felt like it was poorly written. It feels like later on, well, I'll get to that when we get to the episode. The writing finally catches up to itself. This one felt like it was like, we got to put something out there. Just it didn't have very good cohesive writing. there's been shows that I watched where the first episode I'm like, I like this show. This one, on the other hand, I'm like, I don't like this show. Like from the first episode, if we weren't reviewing it, I would have not continued. Like no joke. Maybe watch the second episode, hoping that maybe they will pick up. I would have not. I would have just been like, nope, that's it, done. Spoiler alert. I would have done the same thing for. I actually did do the same thing for Dragon Ball Super. He's proof of it. He told me it. He's like, no, let's keep watching. It gets good. I wasn't gonna watch it. I thought it was terrible. The animation and all that was terrible. But that's a different review. So I didn't like it because of just the way they wrote it, the whole cohesiveness. I felt the animation even was poor. I didn't feel like it wasn't really drawn very well. Maybe they're trying to figure out the characters. Yeah, I understand that it doesn't explain why the main character, and forgive me because I already forgot his name. That's how unmemorable Shinra. Yeah, that's how unmemorable he was to me that I didn't remember his name. With his smile, and then later explains, oh, it's his nervous tick. He can't help himself. And then right away, this is what I like to call garbage. Garbage is just a fancy word for garbage. So right away they introduce him having these powers, immediately stopping an inferno with his powers because it blows up in a train. I do like that sequence when it shows the guy smoke, it coming out of his mouth, and then it happens, and he comes out and he's full inferno, and then he stops him. But to me, that was just a garbage. They threw that in because it was a very boring episode. It was going to continue being boring, and the only way to make it seem a little bit more thrilling was to throw that in. But at the end of the day, garbage was still garbage. So episode 1 sucked. I give it a major thumbs down.
Nah, see, you're completely wrong. You have no taste in animation or anime in the slightest.
No. My taste is so high. You got to meet this taste just to get there.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yep.
Sure.
It's a fine wine, buddy.
So,
fine
for
wine.
episode 1, I liked it. I thought the introduction to it was great. There was when you see the smoke coming out of his mouth, you're like, okay. So I guess we should cut. Fire Force. It's basically about a world where the people are spontaneously combusting and turning into these like weird fire beings called Infernals.
Yeah, and they don't understand why. The episodes we've seen thus far doesn't actually explain why, and they're still trying to figure it out and actually trying to help people to stop it.
Exactly. And there's a special firefighting team with like superpowers that we still haven't really figured out yet. That stop these things.
Yeah, they're called pyrokinetics. Well, I mean, it tells it more in the later on episodes, but they're pyrokinetics, and there's first generation, second generation, third generation. The main character is a third generation pyrokinetic, so he actually can control it just straight without needing actual fire, and then seconds have to actually create fire like with a match or something, and then they can control it. And the first generations, they have not even discussed it.
No, not yet.
So right back to you.
So he blows up the train.
Yes.
Turns into an infernal.
Yes.
So it's like, and then, so Shinra, the main character, is there, but he's not in like uniform or anything.
No, he's just barely showing up just to.
Yeah, he's just standing by. But then you see the Fire Force, like his squadron that he's joining. They come into the scene and stop the infernal, and they're fighting and everything, and they can't, and they show off like a little bit of the powers.
Wait,
but
did I just blend episode 1 into episode 2? I did, huh? Where he kicks the character in the chest. Yeah, that's episode 2.
Episode 2.
See, ladies and gentlemen, that's how badly I didn't care.
It wasn't.
That's how
bad,
badly
though.
I didn't like the episode that 1 and 2 basically morphed into one episode for me.
It wasn't bad though. So how would you have written it? How would you have written episode 1 to introduce the characters without giving away the entire series?
How would I introduced it? I would have did how they did, where it shows his house burn down. It doesn't give you an explanation. It just burns down. A pyro, him with a smile, kind of like making everyone feel like he's a devil, which is good. That's why I liked what they wrote that. And then they actually started giving him the nickname Devil, which plagued him the rest of his life. Mm-hmm. And then I would have made it to where instead of it going straight to that sequence to where he's at the train station, I would have made it that this stuff started happening when he was actually bouncing around from group homes or whatever. It would show some of that backstory first and built it up that this character is actually like this, almost like Dragon Ball, where Dragon Ball shows Goku becoming Goku, and then maybe like 5 or 6 episodes of that, and then boom, he's old enough to actually join the Fire Force and all that, and then lead into that.
No, that would have been way more boring.
You think so?
Guaranteed, it would have been way more boring. You want to watch a backstory of a single character for us for an event that we probably won't know what happens until towards the end of the series. You want to watch a 6-episode backstory of a character we don't even know what the event was until we actually get to where we are right now.
Yeah, why not? I mean, you could easily write it with additional stuff. You could write it that he's trying to find out what it is even before that. So when you finally get to this part, he's just going to join the Fire Force. He's already expecting, I need to find out what's happening. This is the whole reason why I'm doing this. So that way you kind of have a little bit of filler. It's almost like Full Metal Alchemist versus Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. If you saw Full Metal Alchemist, then you're caught up for Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Which to me, Brotherhood was better, but because I had backstory to kind of like fill me in. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying because you're saying from the aspect of you like animes to jump right in.
Well, I mean, yeah, like why would I want to watch a filler at the very beginning of the show?
It's not filler if it's written to be like cohesive part of the story. Filler is just literally like they don't have nothing, so it's like a holiday episode.
Yes.
Or them hanging out.
Well, yeah, I understand that, but I'm saying like, so.
Because Hunter x Hunter has a ton of backstory type scenarios to play out.
Yeah, but
and you're okay with that.
Beginning.
In the very beginning? Kind of, well, because he's well, okay, never mind. We're getting way off track. Bring it back. All right. So.
Okay, I'm sorry, guys. My partner here is an idiot.
See, this guy, because I bet there's some people who are going to be like, I agree with him. If they added a little bit, even if they added just 2 episodes of stuff kind of like that.
No. We need way more explanation into the present of what's going on. It's good that they're keeping it mysterious on what's happening. We've only seen, snippets of the house. We saw a little bit of his mom and his brother. We saw the Squadron 1 firefighter that was
See, the only reason why you're saying all this is because I said I didn't like it. If I said I would have liked it, you would have never went down this path.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying exactly. We wouldn't, because we would have been in agreement. So why would I have gone down this path if we were in agreement?
I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't know. Maybe you would.
Your logic is flawed.
Maybe you would want to explain it further, buddy.
Explain what further?
This just how you feel about it. The episode.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, I said I liked it.
All right, and I said
liked
I did it. So since we kind of went overboard with the first one, let's jump into episode 2.
All right. So episode 2. I liked episode 2. I thought introducing everybody's powers and all of the squadron characters was a good idea. They still kept the powers kind of vague in terms of like we don't really know what they're doing or how they're doing it, but
I know why. Yeah,
but like we can see that they have these powers
somehow magically. I didn't like it, but I do agree with what you're saying because I did like when he went to the house and it showed
episode 3.
Oh, that is episode 3. I'm sorry. No, that is episode 2. They went to that person's house.
No,
and then the parents
they
were
went
fighting
to the factory.
Oh, you're right. It is the factory. Shit.
See, this guy doesn't pay attention.
I apparently don't. But also, too, I saw it almost like 2 weeks before he did.
Yeah, I saw it this morning.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Scum. Yeah, that's actually the episode where he actually kicks the Infernos in the chest and it blows them out.
Yeah.
That whole sequence I do like. Don't get me wrong. When I say I don't like it, I'm not saying I actually I'll never like that episode and I'll never watch it again. More or less like there's things I like about it, but I didn't like the overall how it was written. There's just parts that I didn't really care for that I wish was a little better. So that one doesn't introduce one of the main bad characters, right? That's the 3rd episode introduces him?
Yes.
Okay, so that was the beginning. Yeah, because that's when he's the one that caused the fire.
That was the beginning of the 3rd episode.
Yeah, okay. So that's what made me like it because it had that and then the whatever, but we'll get into that. So the second one, when they actually basically take him, the main character, to let's do this. Let's kind of see your powers. Go
Yeah.
get them. But he also told him like, hold on. And I do like the scene where he starts seeing everything. He actually sees the Inferno, and it kind of like gets the best of him because then he remembers his
Yeah.
past. I do like that because that you clearly see it's something that happened to him that really got the best of him, and he almost caved in there. And then the sergeant, right, would be the
Yeah.
main-
or no, captain.
captain. I'm sorry. The captain told him, hey, snap out of it. We got to get you in the game. You're heading in the game. I like that whole sequence. Maybe it was just because it's like the fight was just so quick. Is why I felt like that fight was real, straightforward. They, the firefighters did what they could, and then he came in and killed it, and that was it. It was over. And it's just like, is it because it was a weak Inferno?
Well, yeah,
Is
they
it-
don't want to draw it out for 2 episodes.
No, but but even then, that was like if you actually time it, that little fight they had, it was only about like 4 or 5 minutes. It wasn't a long
Yeah,
fight.
out of a 20-minute episode. That's a quarter of the episode.
Ah, that's true. That's a good point. I give you that. I give you that one. That's the one I give him. That's it. One.
Mhm.
But well, shit. I mean, how many shows that you and I both like where the whole episode is a fight?
Well, yeah, but that's at the very end of the series.
Ah, that's
You
true.
want to talk about like Goku and Jiren? That was over multiple episodes, but it was like the final like 2 or 3 episodes of the entire series.
Which was really good.
So,
No spoilers.
So it's
Sorry,
like,
guys.
It's like when you're talking like a boss guy, when you're fighting like a big bad boss guy at say the end of a season or the end of the entire series, then it's okay to draw it out for a couple episodes. But it's like this is a not important character at all. This is
Well,
this,
well, I was
this
gonna
whole
say-
entire scene is literally just to show off their powers.
Exactly. I was gonna say, and that's the whole premise of this scene, was to show off that he had this ability to actually immediately kill this character, and it shows you what the third generation pyrotechnics can actually do. And I do appreciate that. I admit I like that part. I just felt like it was just a boring episode, and it just wasn't for me. That's all I'm gonna say. I didn't like this episode. If we would have stopped here, I would have left with a sour taste in my mouth for this show, and I would have been like, it wasn't for me after all, and it's moved on.
See, that's why you don't watch a lot of anime that I like, is because you just give up on it too easily.
Hey, just like if it don't catch me, then don't catch me, there's a lot of anime I've seen on my own that I just gave a shot, and I'm like, all right, I liked it. And there's ones that I watched all the way through, and I'm like, I didn't like that. Like, it was just a boring show, and I'm like, well, I give it a shot. I watched the whole thing.
All right.
All right, so
Episode 3.
episode 3. I'm gonna start off with this one because this is the episode that actually caught me, and I will continue the series watching it because this episode I liked. I thought it was a good episode. I liked how it started with you see a character, you don't know who he is. He's clearly the bad guy, and he actually makes a face. Sorry, guys, technical difficulties. Unprofessional. That he makes a face with the fire to mock the actual firefighters, kind of like,
Mm-hmm.
and then they actually go to fight the Inferno because this character is actually making a start fire. Actually, that's a little later on. He doesn't start fire yet. Yeah. They end up going in because they basically saw the face. Now they're a little distressed, kind of like, what the hell's that? They went in, and so they finally put the Inferno out, which you find out that little girl, her mom went Inferno like, was it 2 years prior?
2 years
Yeah,
prior.
2 years prior. And then now her dad just went Inferno, and he was fighting it to make sure he didn't get out of control to protect his daughter. In which case then they put him out of his misery. And that's another thing I liked about this too, because they later on in the show, but I'm going to get into that later. So they put him out of his misery, and then right at that moment, that's when the bad guy, if you will, the one that we're not quite sure who he is yet, starts using this little black powder, and later we find out it's ash. This to actually go through and actually start sparking and exploding and creating the house to cave in on them. They end up getting out. This guy can control smoke, ash, things of that nature, and you later find that out later on in that episode. That's what I liked about it. They introduced the character from the beginning, had a little bit of story in the middle, some dialogue, and then at the end it brought him back in and it made a fight and all that good happened. So it was like really good. It had boom, boom, boom. It had multiple plots in it. They're all connected, and it was just like got you straight from the beginning and got you at the end. Whereas those ones didn't. the first, second episode it didn't.
So what you're saying is you have a very short attention span.
Apparently. Apparently so. And that's what I liked. And I'll let you introduce the character and all that. So
All right.
I already kind of start at the beginning, so you continue with the review if
All
you
right.
liked it or not.
Yeah. So I liked the third episode.
Yeah.
I've liked all the episodes so far.
But without a doubt, the third one is the best episode.
I would say so for sure. Because don't get me wrong, anybody who watches anime loves a good action and fight scene.
Oh, absolutely.
So at the end there's the rookie games going on. So
Yes.
all the rookies that join the Fire Force that year compete in these games just to see who's the best.
Yeah, and that's when we get
And-
introduced to a new character.
Mm-hmm. And so all they have to do is just race up a building and try and save some people that are inside. But this bad guy, who he calls himself Joker, we don't
Yeah.
know
If that's his real
his
name.
real
or-
name. But he calls himself Joker, and he fights Shinra, the main character, and
Yeah.
he's saying that he knows about his past and what happened.
Yeah, with the fire and everything he keeps
Yeah.
remembering in his past
Exactly.
with his mom and brother.
So they start fighting each other, and Shinra can't really do much. He's kind of catching him off guard at some points, but not really. Joker still has the upper hand.
Yeah, he's clearly the
And-
better fighter and all that.
Yeah, and so they fight it out, and then some other Fire Force people show up, some of the other rookies, and they start trying to fight him, but they're not doing nearly as well.
Yeah, and at first, this is a spoiler. They don't realize that actually it's not a part of the games. They show up in the building, they start fighting with him because they think, oh, this is part of the games. I got to
Yeah.
kick this guy out, and it's like, no, actually, turns out, no, this guy's here to kill all you guys.
Exactly. So they're fighting, and then they end up basically just moving away from each other. Nobody wins or loses.
Yeah, and then Joker, sets out the
releases
ashes,
all the ashes,
and it starts blowing up the place. See, that was the one thing I was kind of like, he didn't want to kill them because clearly he purposely made it timed to go off eventually. Because if he wanted him dead, he would have did it right instantly. Because he was gone. He left the place with plenty of times where he could have set it off right that second.
Maybe.
I don't know. I think he did it on purpose. I think he purposely was like, because he wants was it Shinra?
Mm-hmm.
Shinra to become evil. That's what you learn with it. The Joker tells him, you basically join me and I will tell you everything that's going on. And it basically puts it in his mind that the Fire Force is not everything you think they are. They're not really a good entity, and you never question why. So you need to question why, and then that's when they start fighting all that good stuff.
Exactly. So then they get out, they finish it, everybody escapes, and then he's talking, Shinra, who is the main character, is talking to his captain, and then he's like, is the Fire Force everything that they think they are,
Mm-hmm.
and that we think they are? And his captain, goes over a bunch of different things, I'm actually really suspicious of them too.
Yeah.
And our squadron got created for the sole purpose of investigating the other 7 squadrons.
Which I really like that whole plot point, because now it makes me intrigued to where it's like, okay, this is the catcher that caught my eye. Besides the fighting and all that, those sequences, this is what this whole plot now is the reason why I want to see what's going to happen. Now I'm like, okay, now I got to know who's the bad guys and why they're doing this and all that.
So
So-
yeah, and then it just ends there. It ends on that cliffhanger where it's Shinra asks the captain if he can help investigate, and
Mhm.
the captain's like, yeah.
Absolutely. So ultimately, here's the end of the episode. So here we're going to do with the main review. I review it 1 through 3, 2 bad episodes, 1 good episode. I'm going to continue watching. I recommend you guys to keep watching up to 3 and for sure continue after that. The first 2 I thought were terrible. If you would ask me, I would have said no, but at least we got to the 3rd episode and that immediately changed my mind. But that shows you the difference between a good anime and a potentially bad anime. A potentially bad anime means you're probably going to get to the 20th episode before you finally start liking it, maybe. This one immediately caught my attention on the 3rd and it brought me back. And I'm going to keep watching it and I'm going to enjoy it now. So that's what my point was that I was going to make to him, but I wanted to end the segment with that. So with that being said, what would be your final review of it?
All right, so my final review is that I liked all 3 episodes. I thought the introduction was great. It still shrouds us in mystery. It's still like we get a little peek of the light, but it's not too much there. So you want to find out,
Yeah.
why do these guys have powers? Why do these guys spontaneously combust?
What's going on? Why is it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then, second episode, I thought showing off the powers a little bit was great. It needed that, so you stay more interested in it. A little bit of the backstory, little tidbits of like, main character past trauma kind of cliche, but it was there, so you were like, oh man, what happened? So then third episode, bigger fight scene. The biggest fight scene so far.
Yeah. And it was a good one.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It was good. It was this what got me.
A little more character development in between all of the squadron and him and
then in the rookie games they did introduce a couple new characters that are obviously gonna be a part of the story from here on out.
For sure. So overall, I think it was great. I thought 1 through 3 was really good. I can't wait to see what the rest of the series has to offer. And
so with that being said, our review is keep watching.
Keep watching.